Picture this. You're 26 years old, athletic, feeling invincible, and you decide that squeezing your fully grown adult body into a pitch-black crack in the earth, roughly the width of a laptop screen, sounds like a fantastic Saturday. Your buddies are doing it. You've done caves before. You ignore that little voice in the back of your skull whispering, "Bro, you are not built for this passage," and you shimmy headfirst into a gap so tight your chest can barely expand to breathe. And then, because the universe has absolutely zero patience for ego, you take one wrong turn. You slide. Gravity does what gravity does, and now you are upside down, wedged at roughly 170 degrees in a crack 18 inches wide, deep inside a mountain that does not care about you even a little bit. Welcome to the consequences. Now, before we go any further, I need you to understand something. Movies have lied to you. Every single survival film shows the trapped hero wiggling dramatically, maybe shedding a jacket and popping free with a cool scratch on their forehead. Spoiler alert, that is fantasy. In a real inverted wedge entrapment, your body is not stuck like a cork in a bottle. It is stuck like a ratchet. Every micro-movement you make, every desperate little squirm actually pulls you deeper. The geometry of the crack narrows downward. You are essentially tightening your own trap with every breath. The rock does not give. You do. So let's talk about what your body starts doing in the first 60 seconds, because this is where the vibes shift permanently. The moment you're locked in at that inverted angle, blood begins obeying the only law it has ever known: gravity. Your cardiovascular system was designed to pump blood up from your feet to your brain against gravity. That is its whole job. But now you flipped the script. Blood is free-falling into your skull with zero resistance. Your brain, which normally receives about 750 milliliters of blood per minute, is now getting flooded. Your intracranial pressure starts climbing immediately. Think of it like overfilling a water balloon that happens to contain your entire personality. Your face swells, your eyes feel like they're being pushed out from behind, your sinuses fill, and here is the fun fact. Your body has a reflex for this called the baroreflex. It detects the sudden pressure spike and tells your heart to slow down. Your heart rate drops, your blood pressure drops, your body is trying to protect your brain by pumping less blood. Sounds helpful, right? It is not, because while your brain is drowning in blood, your lungs are getting crushed. See, here is where being upside down in a tight space becomes a completely different nightmare than just being upside down. Your diaphragm, that big dome-shaped muscle that pulls air into your lungs, normally pushes downward against your guts to create space. But inverted, your abdominal organs, your stomach, your intestines, your liver, all of that is now sitting on top of your diaphragm, pressing down on your lungs like a slow biological trash compactor. Every exhale lets your organs settle a little further. Every inhale becomes shallower. This is called compressive asphyxia, and it is as cruel as it sounds. You are not suffocating because there is no air. There is plenty of air. You are suffocating because your body physically cannot expand to take it in. The air is right there, inches from your mouth, and your lungs simply cannot reach for it. And dude, this does not happen fast. That is the part nobody tells you. This is not a 5-minute death. This is not even a 1-hour death. In documented cases, people have survived inverted in cave passages for over 20 hours. 20 hours. Awake, aware, feeling every single stage of their body shutting down in high definition. Your brain is swelling, your vision is going dark, your breathing is getting thinner and thinner, like trying to sip air through a coffee straw that keeps getting narrower, and the entire time you are conscious enough to know exactly what is happening to you. That is not a horror movie. That is a Tuesday in a cave you had no business entering. Now here is where I have to bust another myth because I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, just send rescuers, pull them out. Spoiler alert, it is almost never that simple. When a human body is wedged headfirst into a narrowing vertical crack, pulling them out means pulling against the exact geometry that trapped them. The passage is tighter above their feet than it is where their shoulders are lodged. You would need to either widen the rock, which in an unstable cave risks collapse and kills everyone, or create a pulley system with enough mechanical advantage to essentially deadlift a full-grown human straight up through a space their skeleton barely fits through. In one of the most well-known cases, rescuers actually managed to start pulling the victim out. The anchor bolt in the rock failed. He slid back down, deeper this time, and that was it. That was the moment the situation went from rescue to recovery to permanent tomb. They sealed the cave with his body still inside. Let that sit for a second. Fun fact, your body doesn't just quietly stop working in this position. In the later stages, pulmonary edema sets in. That means fluid fills your lungs. You are now drowning inside your own chest, inside a rock, inside a mountain, in the dark. Your oxygen saturation craters. Your organs start failing in order. Kidneys first, then liver, then the heart finally gives up trying to pump against a system that is working entirely against it. The cause of death on paper is usually cardiac arrest secondary to positional asphyxia. In reality, the cause of death is hubris plus physics plus about 18 inches of limestone that refused to move. So here's the takeaway, and I say this as someone who is already dead and frankly has the authority. Caves do not care about your confidence. Caves do not care about your fitness level. Caves do not care that your buddy made it last weekend. A passage that fits one body may not fit yours, and the margin of error is not inches, it is millimeters. One wrong turn, one slightly wider shoulder, one moment of "I think I can make it," and you become a permanent geological feature. If this video made you deeply uncomfortable, congratulations, that was the point. Hit subscribe if you want to keep exploring the worst ways to go. I upload constantly because, and I cannot stress this enough, I am dead. I have nothing but time, and honestly, nowhere else to be.